I don't have anything. 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 I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. We don't have anything. Just don't have anything. Don't have anything. So I don't have anything. 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 Just don't have anything. I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. Again, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. So I don't have anything. Don't have anything. I'm a Black, gay, immigrant woman.
And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore, you are subject to deportation.
And we finally, after 4 years of chaos and mayhem and apologizing for America, have a president again in the Oval Office who is standing up for America. And this is what it looks like when you have a leader of our great nation who uses the leverage of the United States, who understands that since our nation's founding, we have been viewed as that shining light on the hill. We have been viewed, rightfully so, as the best, proudest country in the world. And President Trump is not afraid to say that or to use that for the American people's benefit.
For 4 years, Karine Jean-Pierre led White House press briefings, making history with her appointment. But now, with Donald Trump back in office, a new press secretary has taken the podium, Karoline Leavitt. In just a few weeks, Leavitt has made waves, tackling tough questions and setting a bold new tone in the press room. In this video, we've gathered the most striking moments where she went head-to-head with the media and pushed back on past narratives. Let's dive in and see how this transition is reshaping the conversation in Washington.
Commissioners.
This is tough to listen to. Yet another example of a hire based on DEI rather than merit. But here's the real question. Did she actually think this was the best way to make a strong first impression as press secretary? If that was the goal, she should have led with something far more compelling, something like this.
Good afternoon, everybody. Has most definitely begun. The Senate has already confirmed 5 of President Trump's exceptional cabinet nominees: Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. It is imperative that the Senate continues to confirm the remainder of the president's well-qualified nominees as quickly as possible. As you have seen during the past week, President Trump is hard at work fulfilling the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. Since taking the oath of office, President Trump has taken more than 300 executive actions, secured nearly $1 trillion in U.S. investments, deported illegal alien rapists, gang members, and suspected terrorists from our homeland, and restored common sense to the federal government.
This is exactly what we need. Common sense. If you listen closely, the difference is clear. She's not just speaking. She's delivering with confidence, tackling the issues that truly matter to people. To me, this isn't just talk. It's a commitment to the promises she genuinely believes in.
Delivering on the promises he made to the American people and who speaks the truth. So I'm so humbled by the outpouring of support I've heard from people across the country saying, you know, we're doing such a great job at the White House. Well, it's easy to do a good job when you are acting on common sense and you are speaking the truth. And that's exactly what President Trump is doing.
This is what happens when you work with someone who values common. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case with Karine Jean-Pierre. Just watch as she struggles to explain the disconnect between the press and the former president. Her response speaks volumes.
The White House released a 6-page summary back in February. I don't think that was a full accounting necessarily. And Dr. O'Connor in that memo described the president as, quote, a healthy, active, robust 81-year-old male who remains fit to successfully execute the duties of the presidency. I think that is clearly not what the majority of Americans are seeing. And we have a new poll from CBS News that says 72% of registered voters say the president does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. So are you saying that the majority of Americans are misguided and that they just need to trust Dr. O'Connor and take him at his word?
So a couple of things, and I want to say the president is feeling better, and you saw him last night, you saw him today, but he does indeed still have a cold. Look, I want to be very sensitive here, and I think it is important to be sensitive here. We understand how the American people are feeling. We get it. We do. And I do not want to take away from that. I'm not going to speak. I know that there was, you all did a poll, CNN did a poll. I'm not going to speak to every poll.
Exactly. You can't respond when there's nothing you truly understand. Time and time again, we see this same pattern, an approach driven by emotion, gender, and race, rather than real substance. And that's exactly what happened here. Instead of providing a direct answer, she deflected with emotion. Now, watch as a reporter presses her to have Biden address their questions, because it's clear she has no real grasp of the issues at hand.
Appreciate the request. Thank you for the request. The president, as you know, again, I appreciate the question and I get it, and the president understands. You guys want to ask him questions and have the opportunity for him to answer your questions. I do want to say, this is a president that has done more in the first 2.5 years, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to really giving the American people a little bit of breathing room than any other president.
VOC, did you catch that? She instantly shifted the conversation, just like Kamala Harris. Not only did she completely dodge the question, but she didn't even attempt to redirect it. Instead, she skipped over it entirely and started talking about the economy. And when the same question came up again, her frustration was obvious. Just look at her face.
The president invited his son Hunter to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and the decision-making of why the president decided to invite
I'm just not going to get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get into
Let me
it.
ask you this. If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors
Well,
2 days earlier?
a couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not uncommon. As it relates to anything related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
Seriously, was there no qualification required to be press secretary? If there ever was a standard, she doesn't even come close to meeting it.
Answer the question. It's not a reasonable question to ask whether the President of the United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of coercive conversation for business dealings by his son. Is that something, if he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. Just not going to comment from here.
And this isn't the first time she's dodged a question. Once again, she deflected. This time when a Fox News reporter asked a simple, straightforward question. The funniest part? She wasn't even remotely prepared to answer, yet she still stood there and lied right in front of everyone.